Hey everybody, it's Crystals here, and today we're bringing you guys another video. But before we get into the actual deck list, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody. I can't believe it, like how much support, I've been getting with these Yu-Gi-Oh videos. I didn't expect this at all, and this has been amazing to see that. So yeah, thank you guys for all the support. It's been amazing. But with that out of the way, let's get into the deck and the card by card. And today we are doing Kids with Guns. Yeah, it's Magikey. Magikey is kind of an interesting archetype that exists. It's based around a normal monster, of course, Sky Blaster, and it's a richer archetype with some fusions in it, and that's about it. So we'll go through the card by card, and I'll kind of go into the changes I would actually make with this deck here in a moment, just so you guys know that. But before I do that, yeah, like I said, we'll go into card by card. So first off, you need 3 Sky Blaster. It is the normal monster for the deck. It's a level 4 dark. You need 3 of them. Simple as that. Other than that, we're running 2 Angel Trumpeter as a tuner normal monster that could easily be summoned with Unexpected Die and Rescue Rabbit. This is a great way to get into Howkey Fabrax. And it's also an Earth, which is really good for the deck. So you could run 1 of these, or at least 2. I run 2. It's a pretty good card to have, and it's really cheap. It's just rare. So we're running 1 Gunkin Suship. This is yet again a level 4. It's a normal monster, and it's a fire attribute, which actually comes in handy. By the way, all the Magikey cards, why I'm naming the attribute matters, is like the rituals like gain effects based off what you have in the graveyard. So like if the opponent monster attacks, if you have a attribute as a normal monster, it's the same attribute, you can negate that attack, or like it does something different. But the whole point is you need normal monsters with different attributes. So we have, earth, fire, dark, and light, So that's why. So like I said, we got 1 Gunkin Shoeship, Sunship, just for the fact it's a fire at level 4. And yet again, it's very searchable in this deck, so why not use it? We got 1 Driver. Driver's normally a brick, and it still kind of is in this deck, but it's not too bad because it is a light, it's a normal monster. Vanilla, it's a normal monster. Light, that's level 6, so you can easily use it for your ritual plays. So like I said, it's normally brick, and it still kind of is, but it's not that bad. We got 1 Despot 001. This is a brick. You do not want to draw this card. You really want it in your deck at all times. And we got 1 Cult Ring. Cult Ring is a brick also. You really want this in the deck for your plays. We got 2 Gammas. 2 Gammas. First going second. That's about it. It stops your opponent's effects, and key points. We got 3 Ash Blossom to get rid of search effects like Max C. 2 Rescue Rabbit. I would advise running 3 of this. I only have 2 at the moment, and I can't craft another one. If you have 3, run 3 of them. Cut Monster Reborn, run 3. That's what you do right there. Rescue Rabbit's a really good card. What it does is you can banish this card you control, special summon 2 level 4 or lower normal monsters from this with the same name from your deck, but destroy them during the end phase. So you special summon Rescue Rabbit, banish it. Then you could special summon like 2 Angel Trumpeters from your deck. Then you could link those off into a Hulk, and Hulk special summons a Despot. Despot and Hulk make Mecha Phantom Beast. Mecha Phantom Beast will get 3 tokens. Those 3 tokens, when those 3 tokens get special summon, you get special summon Despot from the graveyard. At that point, the combo is like Despot in one of the tokens makes a Herald of the Arc Light. Then at that point, you use Mecha Phantom Beast effect, get rid of one of the tokens and the Herald to special summon from your deck a Cult Wing. Cult Wing's effect, when it's a special summon, you special summon 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. And at that point, Despot 001 would special summon itself again. Then you synchro off all the tokens for a Baron. That's the normal play. And it's actually very easy to do that play almost every single turn, first turn. I will show it in the actual, the actual games what that play is, just in case you're confused how I'm saying it. But anyway, Rescue Rabbit, it's a really good combo piece. Really good starter. If you can get 3 of them, get 3 of them. We got 1 Cult Ring. Cult Ring is a brick. You really want this into your deck at all times. And there's ways to keep recycling it in your deck if you do happen to draw that. Just so you know, if this card special summon, you can special summon 2 Mecha Beast Phantom tokens level 3. Those tokens are level 3. Then this card gains level based off the amount of tokens you have. That doesn't fucking matter. Only thing that matters is the fact that it special summons tokens. And you can also link this card off with a Beast Aurodon to get into like access to Kotaku or even Apollosa. You know, if we wanted to go into negates. So like you can link Crime that way. For our rituals, we got 3 Mech Busket. Oh, this card is pretty cool. If you ritual summon this card with Malty, you can ritual summon this card with Malty. If this card is ritual summoned, you could add 1 Magikey card from your deck to your hand. And that's any Magikey card from the normal monsters or even like the field spell. So just so you know. It also requires 2 Malty. Yeah, like I said, it's any of them. It's really good, even Mecha Mortar. So the fact is, you could add 1 Magikey card from your deck to hand. You can only use the effect of this once per turn, but once per turn, when this card, when an attack is declared involving this card, and an opponent's monster that has the same attribute as a normal monster or Magikey monster in your graveyard, you can place any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck, and if you do, negate the effects of your opponent's monster until the end of this turn. Then you draw the same number of cards placed under the deck. So this effect gets rid of bricks, it gets rid of like your side drivers, it gets rid of your cult wings and stuff like that. It gets rid of any brick that you don't want back into your deck. Then you draw, negates effects, and it's really easy in this deck to kind of set up that play because, like I said, right now dark is a very common attribute. So you have dark, earth for earth machines, light is also very common. So like I said, you have ways to manipulate that. Also, you have the trap card unboxing that you could change the attribute of face up cards on the field that you put on controls to like dark, you know. So this should almost always be in effect. Then we got 1 Mecha Mortar. Mecha Mortar is a pretty cool card. You can ritual this card with Malty. This card gains 300 attack for each different attribute in your graveyard. So the more different attributes, the better. You can only use the effect of Mecha Mortar once per turn. When the opponent activates an effect of a monster with the same attribute as a monster in your graveyard, if at least 2 attributes monsters were used for this ritual summon, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. As that is a once per turn, and you're always going to be using 2 different attributes to special summon this card. Then on top of that, if this card is sent to the graveyard by any means, you can add 1 Magikey monster from your deck to your hand. So it's decent floating effect, and the negation is really easy to get live. And that's all for the monsters. Like I said, I would cut Monster Reborn and add a different, more Rescue Rabbits, definitely. I also would recommend running 1 more Advanced Retro Art, and if you did, get rid of like an Unexpected Die or Harpy's Feather Duster, you know, that'd be kind of the play. But for our spells, we got 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Terraforming. All 3 great cards. Terraforming gets us our Magikey Ward. Monster Reborn is just a extender. Then we got Harpy's Feather Duster. Yeah, if we're going second, gets rid of back row. We got 3 Preparation of Rites. This card is amazing. You can add 1 level 7 or low ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Then, if you have ritual spells in your graveyard, you can add 1 of them back to your hand. It's a great card, gets us to all of our rituals, and it recycles Advanced Ritual Art and High Ritual Art. We got 3 Unexpected Die. Basically, we have a lot of normal monsters. There's a lot of targets for this card. So if you control normal monsters, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. So that opens up, you know, Angel Trumpeter. You can almost summon, you know, Sky Blaster, go into Hulk. It opens up a lot of plays, so definitely worth running. We got 2 Malty. Malty is, you can fusion summon 1 Magikey fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. Or you could ritual summon 1 Malky ritual monster from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. If you control a normal monster, you could also send 1 normal monster from your deck to the graveyard as material or tributes. So like I said, it's a really good card. If you have normal monsters on the field, which you should almost always have, you can easily just, you know, ritual summon from the actual ritual summon from the deck. So, you know, sending a Sky Blaster to get a Mech Buster, or in the sense of Mecha Mortar here, you could easily send one of these to the graveyard and send like a driver, you know, stuff like that. It's really good, definitely worth running too, and it's actually searchable in this deck really easily. We got one Ready Fusion. Ready Fusion is a really good card. I would actually almost advise trying to run 3 of these if you can find space for it in your deck. This is all subject change. I'm running just 1 right now. Also, if you have it, what is the card I'm thinking of? Like Petaplant Anaconda. Do I have it linked? Yeah, right here. So Petaplant Anaconda is definitely worth running. Also, it's a good way to get into Ready Fusion. So I don't have Anaconda at the moment, so but if you have it, definitely worth running it. Ready Fusion is that you can pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 level 6 or lower non-effect fusion monster from your extra deck, and our target for that is Essence. We're using Essence because of the simple fact it is a normal monster that's a tuner. Yet again, it's more ways to get into how quick Vibrax, just so you know. We got 3 Magikey Ward. The field spell is amazing. This card does everything for the deck. So when this card's activated, you could add 1 Magikey monster from your deck to your hand. And right now, Sky Blaster is our only target. Then the first time each non-token normal monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, it is not destroyed. During your main phase, you could add 1 Magikey Melty from your deck to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. So like I said, it recycles your bricks back into the deck. It's a really good card. Then, like I said, you can only activate 1 Magikey Ward per turn, so it is a hard once per turn, not a soft. But like I said, the fact that it searches cards and gets rid of your bricks, it's fucking amazing. Definitely worth running 3 of these for sure. We got 1 Advanced Ritual Art. I only have 1 at the moment. If you have 2, definitely worth running 2. Like I said, get rid of like a Feathers Duster, Monster Reborn, or an Unexpected Die if you want to keep Harpy's Feather Duster. 1, 2 of these. It's searchable in this deck. It's really easy to search in this deck. Definitely worth running it. So this card is you could ritual summon any ritual monster from your hand, but you must send normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard whose total levels equal the level of that ritual monster. And the fact is, like, we have multiple normal monsters to go into it. So like I said, it's really good, definitely worth running. Then we got High Ritual Art. Only run these. It's not the best card, but it can be pretty good situational wise. This card can be used as ritual summon any ritual monster from your deck, and that's why it's really good. Because you could ritual summon any ritual monster from your deck, and that could be, you know, your Mecha Mortar, for instance. You must also tribute normal monsters from your hand whose total levels equal the level of your ritual monster you ritual summon. Shuffle that ritual monster into the deck during your opponent's end phase. So like I said, usually using this card to get into Mech Musket, and that's it. And you can use Mech Musket its effect to even get more card advantage. So like I said, it is a really good card. Definitely worth running 1 of these. We got 2 Called by the Graves. This is my kind of staple package lately. Called by Ash Blossom, Gamma. But Called by the Graves gets rid of your opponent's Maxi, gets rid of your opponent's Ash Blossom, stuff like that. Usually you want to use it for Maxi, of course. Then our last card in deck, we got 1 Magikey Unlocking. When the opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Magikey Ritual Monster, or Magikey Monster Special Summon from the extra deck, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can declare 1 attribute, and if you do, for the rest of that turn, all face-up monsters your opponent controls become the attribute. And basically, you want to call Dark, because you should always have a Dark normal monster, you know, in your grave. So, and that would actually make it so like your Mech Muskers are live at all times. So, and that's the whole deck. This deck is very close to being meta. It's really only missing like 1 or 2 more cards. I know in the OCG, they have another monster, but that's not in Master Duel or in the TCG yet. And I think they also have 1 more spell than we do, but I could be wrong on that. But it's really only missing, like I said, 1 or 2 more cards to be very much playable in the meta game. Right now, it's a really great rogue deck, and surprisingly, not a lot of decks could actually really know what this card does. Not a lot of players know what these cards do, so you have the advantage right then and there. They don't know what to hit, what to stop. Even if they stop your Rescue Rabbits, you got multiple different ways to continue your plays. So like I said, this is a really fun deck. I've been enjoying it ever since the Magikeys got added to the game with this last update, and it's been a blast. Like I said, for our extra deck, we got one Essence. That's our ready fusion target. We got one Magical Beast. I'm not going to try and pronounce that damn word. This is the fusion of the deck. There's one more fusion. If you want to run it, you can. It's not that great, though. But when this card's fusion summon, you can add one Melty from your graveyard to your hand. So it recycles the Melties. If you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. Then once per turn, you can target one attack position monster your opponent controls with the same attribute as a normal monster or a Magikey monster in your graveyard. Change it to defense position, and if you do, it loses 1000 defense. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. The banish is mandatory. It is not once per turn. The once per turn is the change the attack position monster to defense. And like I said, you should always have a monster. I mean, the monster should always be what you have in the grave in the first place. And it's really easy to do by unlocking. Unlocking is very searchable with the fact of Mech Musket. So like I said, you should always be able to manipulate your opponent, pretty easily. We got one Herald of the Arclight. I only have one. Run two of them, by the way, if you have two. I only have one, though. So, but the point of this is you can easily get into it by token and death spot. When this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual monster or ritual spell from your deck to your hand. So it's an easy way to search out advanced ritual art. We got one Shooting Rise of Dragon. Shooting Rise of Dragons in here is a deck dinner, but yet again, you can also use that as a way to synchro off into Baron really easily if you need to. Then, of course, we got one Baron the Floor. Baron the Floor is our main boss monster of this deck, as it is for a lot of decks lately. Once per turn, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. Then once while it's face up on the field, when a card or effect is activated, you can just negate that. It's a straight up on me negate, and you can just once per turn pop. It is really good. Gotta say, it's amazing. You can only use the previous effect barriers for once per turn, so it's a once per turn on negate. It's a once per turn pop on the field. This card's amazing. It does everything for the deck, and this is why it's a great rogue deck that should take names, really, really easily. We got one Gunkin Sus ship, the Eco class. This card, you can go into quite a bit. Because we are running this ship, so there are some lines for this comes up. So basically, if you do exceed it, you could draw a card. That's really about all you care for it. Then has an effect once per turn when you Gunkin monster, especially something extra deck, inflicts battle damage. You could target one card on the field and destroy it. So like I said, it's a decent card, and you can go into it every now and then. We got one Link Spider. Link Spider is just, if you have any cards, you can easily normal summon Link off into Link Spider. Link Spider would special summon another other monster from your hands. Then at that point, it's like if you say you go into Sky Blaster into Link Spider. Link Spider would normal summon an Angel Trumpeter. Link Spider and Angel Trumpeter would go into your Hulk. So like I said, there's multiple ways to get to Hulk. And now we're at Hulk. Hulk is this card is Link Summon. You can special summon one level 3 or a lower 2 monster from your hand and or deck, and your target for that is Despot. It has a second effect during your opponent's main phase. You could banish this card you control and special summon one Tuner Synchron monster from your extra deck, and our target for that is Shooter Rise of Dragon. We got one Mecha Phantom Beast, one Apollosa, and then one Access Code Talker to clear out some games and go for game. I hope you all enjoy this deck. It's been a lot of fun playing it since they added the Magikeys to the game. Like I said, this has been a blast. I hope you all enjoy. And like I said before, thank you guys so much for the support. It's been amazing. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. And that, let's get into the games. Alright everybody, so our first match here is against Modolce. Modolce is a pretty cool archetype that revolves around control base and like pretty powerful trap cards. It's actually a deck I actually really want to play in the future, but so I'm going first, and we're going to show you the power of this deck and the fact of if your opponent can't stop it, from going off, just the inboard it can actually create. So like I said, I'm going to go first, and at this point I'm going to Unexpected Die, and I will get a Sky Blaster, and at this point I'm going to activate Preparation of Rites. I will get a Mech Buster into rotation at this point in my hand. At this point, I'm going to normal summon the Angel Trumpeter. And this is why I'm going to go into Crystal and have Firebrax. Firebrax will get a Despot. And at this point, I am going to link off into a Mecha Beast of Auroradon. Auroradon's going to get me some tokens. I will special summon 3 of them for my with its effect. And at this point, Despot's effect will go off into special summon. I will synchro summon into Herald of the Arc Light, and I'm going to activate Mecha Beast Phantom's effect, destroying 2, and then special summoning Mecha Phantom Beast Cult Ring from my deck. Its effect will go off. Its effect will activate, and I'll activate Herald's effect in the graveyard, kind of chain blocking the Cult Ring. Herald's effect will go off, getting me a Advanced Ritual Art, and at this point, Cult Ring's effect will go off, getting me 2 more tokens. And at this point, Despot's effect will go off because it's not once per turn. And at this point, I'm going to synchro off into a Baron de Fleur. At this point, I did misplay. I should have linked off Cult Ring and Phantom Beast for a Apollosa. I wasn't thinking. Kind of stupid. I activated Advanced Ritual Art, sending off my Suship, because at this point I have Earth, Dark, and now Fire in rotation. I'm feeling pretty confident. I do get a Mech Musket onto the field, getting the unboxing, and now I'm going to end my turn. I'm feeling really confident, and I don't think there's too much my opponent can do. My opponent is going to activate Modolchi Angeli. Angeli's effect is you contribute this card special summon Modolchi from your deck. He's going to go off with that, but I'm going to Ash Blossom it, because like I said, I still have an Ash in my hands, and at this point my opponent is just going to concede because I still have a negate and a spell negate on the field. There's not too much my opponent could have done. Yeah, that's the power of this deck. Even with me misplaying, it was a pretty easy and confident win. We'll go into the next game, and I hope everybody's enjoying. Alright, so this game, game 2 here, is against Blue Eyes, and it was a really interesting Blue Eyes. It was a Max Chaos Black main Max Dragon Blue Eyes deck that was using cards like, I can't remember exactly, Ring of Destruction for one. So I'm going to go first, and I'm going to activate Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit's effect will get me 2 cards. I do get 2 Angular Trumpeters, and I'll go into a Crystron Happy Firebrax. Firebrax will get me a Despot. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. I go into Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Auroradon's effect will get me some tokens. And like I said, I'm feeling pretty confident. He has no way to stop me at the moment. It seems like I do get Despot back, and at this point, you've seen this play before. I'm going to synchro off into Herald, use Mecha Beast effect, tributing 2 to get my Cult Ring. Cult Ring, Herald's effect. Herald will get me Advanced Ritual Art. Like I said, I'm feeling very confident at this point. There's not too much my opponent could do. Then I get 2 more tokens, and I'm going to special summon Despot from my graveyard. And at this point, I'm going to synchro off yet again into a Baron. Looking back, I misplayed yet again. I really need to start teaching myself to go into Apollosa. I've been really stupid about that if I'm going first. But anyway, I activate the Magikey ward. I do get the Mech Musket. I activate Eventual Ritual Art. And I go into the Mech Musket. I did send off, so I got a Dark and a Earth in rotation at the moment. Activates effect to get unlocking. Activate Advanced Ritual Rites to get another Mech Buster, and I get Advanced Ritual Arts back into rotations. At this point, I activate Ward to grab a Melty, and I put back the normal monster, and I set the unboxing. So I'm feeling pretty confident. There's not too much my opponent can do. He activates MST to get rid of my Magikey ward. I am going to unbox that. Yeah, just because Magical Ward, I kind of want on the field. So my opponent really can't do too much. I'm feeling pretty confident. He sets 1 monster and sets 2 back row. Yet again, I'm feeling pretty confident. I activate Baron's effect to pop a card. He activates Ring of Destruction. He activates targets my Baron. I'm going to have to negate that. So like, yeah, that kind of sucks. Baron negating Ring of Destruction. Who would have known? At this point, Ring of Destruction does get negated. I'm feeling pretty confident still. At this point, I go into a Axis Kotaku. Axis Kotaku effect, I will target my Rodon. He raises attack. I will activate his effect, popping his back row over his other Ring of Destruction. Yet again, I banish another one to get rid of his card, and it was Whitestone. At this point, I do have to win. At this point, I attack with Axis Kotaku and Baron the floor, and I win for game. Like I said, I misplayed there, but hey, it worked out at the end. I hope you all enjoyed this. This has been a very fun deck to use. Hey, I wish I had more footage. They played a couple other games, but most people, yet again, Banquet is still kind of running rampant at the moment. and that kind of sucks. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this deck. It has been a blast, and yeah, I'll catch you all next time.